What's up, FlowChat Connector? In this video, I'm going to share five secrets on the art of saying thank you. What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sean back at you here with another Hi to tune-up. Hope you're doing really well today. Don't forget to smash this like button, share this out to sales pros that are trying to get better or sales people that need to get better, and subscribe to the channel, right? That's what it's always about. But today I wanted to talk about something that really affected me. When I heard this story, I was like, holy smoke. It was a couple of years ago, and I had a buddy of mine that actually, was just before the crash back in like 2008, and he was a mortgage guy, and he was doing all these mortgages. Of course, it was super easy to do mortgages back then because the rates were so low and everything was going good. And he racked up hundreds of clients. In fact, 436 clients. And he's a little older. He's about 50, 55, and he was getting to the point where he'd been doing mortgages for like 20 years. And he was at this place in his life where he was like, I don't really want to do mortgages. I want to get out. I want to do some more things. I like real estate. And so he decides he wants to go into real estate. And so what does he do? Well, he's like, well, how am I going to get clients? I've been in the mortgage game for a long time. I've done a lot of mortgages for a lot of people. Like, I would love to see if there's some sort of way to get a bunch of clients from this. And so we were talking a little bit, and I was just, one of my sales coaches was talking about this idea of sending notes in the mail. And we were having a discussion about, he's like, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. And so for all 436 clients that he had, he said, look, I'm going to send a thank you for your business over the course of my career in mortgages. I'm moving into real estate. Let me know if you need some support with buying your next home. And so he sends out this thank you cards to all 436 of his clients. And what he wrote in the card was truly remarkable, because here's what happened. Of the 436 clients, he said, thank you very much. He got hundreds of messages back saying, oh my gosh, this was the nicest thank you gift or thank you card that I've ever gotten. And we're looking at buying a house soon. When are you going to have your real estate license? And this started to happen over and over and over and over and over again. And he was like, whoa, this is actually real. And so out of the 436, he did over 100 real estate deals in the next 2 years, just from the people that was already in his book of business. And I share this story with you because most people forget to say thank you. Most people don't know how to say thank you correctly. And so that's why today what I wanted to do is share with you just the art of saying thank you. There's really 5 steps that you got to cover and focus on. And so let's really dive into it, because I think when you see these, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of difference. So first and foremost, here's the number one rule. When you say thank you, just mean it, right? Like, don't half-ass this thank you thing. There's something really to it. And when it comes down to it, you got to be sincere. People will know when you're generally appreciative. Like, think about the last time somebody said thank you to you. Was it just a casual, oh, thanks? Or was it like, your name, thank you so much for the specific thing that you just did, and it's going to help me in my life doing this thing. Like, either one of those, you're going to be like, well, that's cool. Like, I appreciate saying thanks. But at the same time, the second one is going to be that much more powerful. People will know when you're not sincere. So when you say thank you, mean it. Step number 2, very simply here, is say it clearly and distinctly, right? We want to be thanking people very clearly, because you got to speak it with confidence to actually mean it and be sincere. We don't want to mumble, whisper, or slur any of the words. And say thanks, thank you as if you are glad you are saying it, right? It should be a privilege to be able to thank somebody instead of just casually doing it, right? So think about the last time you actually thanked somebody for that. Step number 3 is look at the people you thank, right? Very important to make eye contact, right? We know that tonality says in sales, professional sales, 55% of all sales interactions are derived from body language. So that's no words, that's no tonality. It's just the way that you act, the way that you look at the person that you're talking with or closing or selling or whatever the case may be. Same case in point when you say thank you to somebody. It means so much more when you look at the person and then you say thank you. And anyone worth thanking is worth looking at, is the way that I see it, right? Number 4, thank people by name. This is a big one. Again, when I was being mentored by a guy named Alex Sharfin, I learned the power of saying a name. He was the only person, the only coach that I've ever had that in every single conversation I ever had, he would always say my name at least 2 to 5 times. And that every time we'd have these conversations, like I'd get off the call, I'd be like, man, he used my name. It just stuck out to me. I was like, whoa, people love to hear their name. In fact, it's the number one thing they love to hear in their ears. So if you use that to your advantage when you're thanking people, it makes it more personal. So personalize every thank you that you do by the name. Right. And next, it makes a lot of difference to say thank you, Mary, instead of thank you. Right. So just think about that for a second. Even if you just add the name onto the end, that's going to be a really powerful tip for you. Last but not least is number 5 here. You got to work at thanking people. It's not something that comes naturally when you do it well, but this means you need to watch for changes to show your appreciation. And here's a couple of things that you should know. The average person will thank others for the obvious, and you should do that too. But the above average person will thank people for the not so obvious. So in my day-to-day, I'm always constantly looking at my prospects, my clients, my JV partnerships, all the deals that I do. Whenever I find a little pocket of where I can actually show appreciation and gratitude and say thank you to somebody, I always do this. And I do it on things that people wouldn't expect to get a thank you about. And I think the other thing is the more specific that you can be when you thank people, the better off that you're going to be. So saying something like, Mary, I just wanted to say thank you so much because last week you said something in our meeting that really changed the course of how I've done my whole business this last week. And it's completely changed the trajectory of the results that I'm getting. So I just want to say thank you for that. Notice in that thank you, I never ever said what the thing was that you said to me. This is going to draw them back to saying, well, what is it? What did I say? I want to know what I said, right? And that's how you develop and keep rapport at a supremely high level with all of the people that you're speaking with. So with that said, I hope that one was powerful for you. Use these 5 tips on how to thank somebody correctly, because when you do, this will be a skill that will change your life forever. I promise. It's worked for me. It's worked for hundreds of the people that I've worked with. I've coached a ton of people over the years, and this is one thing that I always spend a little bit more time on, because most people never formally got taught how to thank somebody, but these 5 tips should get you there. So with that said, you've just been tuned up. Hopefully this was valuable. Make sure and smash that like button, share this out to somebody that needs to get better at sales, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.